So I finally beat Days Gone, and it took me a little over 40 hours to do. Now, this is a long, long game, people. I would even venture to say a little too long. I'm not saying long games are a bad thing, not by any means, but for some reason, Days Gone seemed to drag a little bit longer than I needed it to. I'm going to get into that. Now, quick side note, if I'm a reviewer and I'm trying to blast through the game, discarding most of the side content, there's a lot of things I'm going to miss. A lot of the complaints by some of these so-called reviewers that were actually addressed in the storyline of the game, which again shows people are just trying to blast through the game so they can get the review out there in a timely manner. I understand why this is done, but it's misleading. Now, the first 20 to 25 hours of this game were an absolute blast to play. Then I had approximately 8 to 10 hours where the game was dragging a bit. Then the last 4 to 5 hours, they pick right up and they close things out very nicely. Now, the story in this game, believe it or not, is actually very, very good. And I'd say it's one of the game's strongest points. That being said, I also feel it could have been shaved by about 8 to 10 hours. Now, I want to get into some of the finer details, things that bothered me, things I wish I knew before I started playing the game. This game has several different outposts, and they essentially have you doing the same exact thing. They start to get very tedious after the first 4 to 5 of them. You're going to find the outpost. You're going to cut down the speaker systems because if they go off, it's going to bring the horde down on your neck. So you're going to want to cut all those down, and some of them are hidden, so be mindful of that. You're going to find the gas, turn on the power. You're going to upgrade your health, stamina, or focus. Now, the layouts of each outpost are different, but they're very similar to each other. If you want to have your character easily gunning down hordes, you're going to want these upgrades, because every time you sprint, you consume stamina. You can outrun the horde while sprinting, but at a jog, they're going to catch you. Once that stamina is depleted, it's game over, baby. And if it's not game over, it's going to be very, very difficult for you because the horde is relentless and they will not stop. Ever! Until you are dead. Who is going to tell me that movie reference? Now, there are potions you can take to extend your stamina, but it helps to have it fully upgraded, trust me. Now, the focus, it slows time for precision aim, and it works very, very nicely, and it's much needed at times. And of course, health, well, it's always good to have more health. Now you have the camps. Now, there's 6 camps in total, and each camp has a trust meter that has you doing different favors for each camp, and you have to build up trust to unlock upgrades at the camp. Better guns, attachments, parts for your bike, etc. These upgrades, again, are essential to enhancing the gaming experience. The problem with this is that each camp has you doing the same exact thing, and it takes way too long to build up the trust between all 6 camps to get the best equipment. Word to the wise, don't waste too much time on Copeland's camp after you grab the bike upgrades you want, because there'll be way better camps with better upgrades. So this is where the grinding comes in. If you want the best shit, you're going to have to put in the time and grind these side missions to build up the trust. Or you can stick to the main story missions and sacrifice the better gear, which will in turn gimp your experience. Because a fully upgraded bike takes a dump on the previous versions. The best weapons destroy the earlier ones. Do you get what I'm telling you? Speaking of the bike, it is awesome. At first, it's just decent. But you're going to grow to love your bike. If you're anything like me, each upgrade makes it faster, handle better, carry more gas, makes it tougher, much more durable, because each time you bump into something, you're going to have to repair it. This will happen less and less the more durable you make your bike. Plus, it just looks way better. There's a fast travel system, but you need a full tank of gas to use it most of the time, and even then, it's not enough because the tanks are too small. Until you get a fully upgraded tank toward the end of the game, it's like, well, this would have been useful 20 hours ago. Basically, there's several design choices here I feel could have been improved, but whatever. Oh, and your bike doesn't need to be repaired after you bump into something every time. Think of like a fighting game when your health meter goes down. That's how your bike is. So every time you bump into something, your health goes down a little, and then eventually you're going to have to repair the bike. And, this can be bad. Like, there's bike chases, awesome bike chases. That's another highlight of the game. I love the bike chases. And halfway through a bike chase, I bumped into too much shit because I'm trying to go fast, catch this guy, take him down, ram into him, blow him up. I got other guys shooting my bike. I didn't repair my bike before it, and therefore I needed to repair it halfway through the chase. Ended up stalling out and ended up losing the guy. Most of the time, back to the fast travel, most of the time I skip the fast travel because riding the bike is just so awesome, and it never gets old. It never got old for me. In fact, it's one of my favorite elements of the game. Much better than the horse option in Red Dead 2, and I only bring that up because the mission structure is very, very similar to Red Dead. If you enjoyed Red Dead, The Last of Us, Mad Max, you should definitely enjoy this game. Let's talk about the combat. You've been looking at the combat. The combat with the humans, it's a mixed bag. Depending on how competent your particular group of AI is at any given time, because it varies throughout the game. Sometimes enemies flank and rush. Other times, they just stand there and pretty much let you kill them. I will say the gunplay feels top-notch, though. Controls are a bit sluggish, which is a given for a 30 FPS game, but the gun sounds, the bullet impacts, the way the enemies react, the gore, hell, the physics. The physics are top-notch. It's all very, very good here. Inconsistent, as I've talked about, but very, very good nonetheless. Now, that shit you're looking at on screen right now, getting sniped while riding your bike, driving into a rope while riding your bike, at first, it's like, oh crap, I didn't see that coming. But as time goes on, as you get about 30 hours deep in the game, that shit gets super annoying. And if you see a red laser, get off the damn bike because he will not miss you. And the ropes, I missed the ropes for about half the game. But then, boom, it started happening again and again, and it got very, very annoying. Now let's talk about the zombies. Whatever the human AI lacks, the zombies make up for. Now, not the few scattered zombies, because they're just as dumb as regular humans. No, I'm talking about the Hordes, which is another highlight of this game. The Hordes are a sight to behold, people. And they're very in tune with their surroundings. Once they know you're there, they're coming. And you better have a plan, or it's game over. These were some of the best, most intense sections of the game. And it can be very, very intense. I kid you not. Especially if you don't have the right equipment. You can skip most of the Hordes, but towards the end of the game, you can have no choice but to deal with them. Now, once you beat the game, you can go and take on as many Hordes as you want. Melee combat, it feels really, really good. Deacon swings his weapons like he actually has some hand-eye coordination. That's another huge plus for me, unlike some games. State of Decay. The world is awesome. Gorgeous vistas. Very good implementation of a photo mode. That made it another huge highlight. Exploring the world, the level of detail, it's all top-notch here. And did I mention the sound effects? I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but yeah. They're also off the charts. Not just the guns. Not just the punch from the guns, because the guns sound awesome. I'm talking about everything. The footsteps, the hordes, the sound of the rain falling, the wind howling through the trees, the way the trees move. All these elements, especially when they're all happening at once, a very, very immersive experience. That combined, the awesome sound of design, combined with the awesome graphics, very, very immersive, people. And the music, high caliber. Elephant in the room is the bugs. I have a video I made showing all the bugs. I experienced a lot of bugs. My first 10 hours, very, very minuscule. But as time goes on, as I got to the later half of the game, the bugs became a real problem for me. I ended up uninstalling the game. I rebuilt the database. I reinstalled the game, something some guy told me in the comment section, said that's why it's not working. Still had the bugs, still falling through the map. I hear it's different for different people. Some people aren't encountering these issues. I encountered a lot of them. Even with the bugs, even with all these problems, I would still give this game an 8 out of 10. Here's the thing about this game. This game reeks of potential. Missed potential. If they could have made some different design choices, shaved the story down, and improved improved the bugs, made the game run flawlessly, this could have been a 9 out of 10. This could have been one of the greatest PlayStation exclusives to date. And even the way it stands now, where it's at now, it's still like my top 4. That's how much I love the game. I love the game. 8 out of 10. I'm not excusing the bugs. The bugs are very, very bad. And for that reason alone, I would tell you to wait on this game. ACG said it best in his review. It's a wait. I wouldn't say wait for a sale. Wait till you know the damn thing's patched. It's every bit of... It's worth $60. In its current state with all the bugs, it is pretty unacceptable. I can't believe that they let it go through like that. But again, you know, you got a lot of Sony guys saying that they haven't experienced any bugs. I don't believe that, but, you know, whatever. Anyways, that's all I got for you. I'm going to let the gameplay run out. Got some clips in. Sorry I couldn't mix and match all the clips to match my voice. But, you know, it's a half-ass channel, so you get half-ass content. I apologize. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later. Alrighty? Where the hell did that come from?
Hey, where else am I gonna go? And if I leave, they're gonna make me get back this...